2019. Stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence. Please be seated. Everyone should have received a copy of their minutes of last month's meeting. Any additions or corrections? I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Everyone should have received the treasurer's report. Any questions on the treasurer's report? And I will make a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Reading of the bills. I will make one correction to your list. The very last bill that was presented, which was McKeeson, for EMS supplies, we were quoted one price, but they told us a second price, so we're removing that.
Okay.
Wayne's going to check with them and to find out why the difference. So the new total is $57,134.70. Other than that, does anyone have any questions on the bills that were presented?
No questions. In fact, just a comment. The reason why it's so hard is we had $30,793.75 paid to USDA for a loan. That's why the number's so
It's
high.
an interest payment.
What's that?
It's an interest payment.
Okay.
Then I will make a motion to pay vouchers 1 through 22 for a total of $57,134.70. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Tony?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
Casey?
Yes.
The only communication that we received is from the Board of Elections letting us know that our facility will not be used on June 25th for the primary. So we won't have to be used again until November. That was it. General Commissioner reports, administration. I don't have anything under administration for this month. Financial, Jack?
We just need to set some dates for the start of budget meetings. The budget is due by September 24th, so.
Jack, does it make sense to stay on Tuesdays, the opposite of the work session? And
That's what we did last year.
let's do that.
You will have to look up the dates because I do not.
We'll
I
have
do not
it for the
have
next
them. I don't
meeting.
have my phone with me.
Yeah. We want to start in July?
Yeah.
Start sooner?
Probably should start in July to get a basic idea where we're going.
All right, so Megan, if you could hold the dates starting in July for every other Tuesday, opposite of our meetings and do the date after. Anything else?
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
Truck maintenance, Tony?
Yep, I believe all the PMs on all our big equipment is completed. As you've been, heard, we are parking 2 engines due to frame rail issues. With that being said, that's a total of 5 pieces of equipment over the last 18 months that had major issues. We met on Saturday and worked with the chief's office to come up with a plan to move forward. Just so the public knows, we borrowed an engine from Cody, and we borrowed an engine from Moyer's Corners to keep in service while we're working on a plan and to move forward. We're aggressively working on it, but we're doing the best that we can to keep up with it. I have, and I don't know if this is maybe under old business, but the quotes for tool mounting for truck 3, I'd like to vote on that. Probably do it under old business, right? Other than that, we're plugging along the best we can.
Building and grounds, Jeff?
Washer and dryer, the plumber has completed.
should be done by the end of the week, and then the floor people are coming in next week. So hopefully by the end of the month, well, whenever the washer and dryer.
Thank you.
There's, actually, I think the washer, I'm gonna have to put it with, there's some stuff that has to be done to that washer this year.
Call me tomorrow.
All right. Stores, Wayne?
I just have a couple RTPs.
In addition to?
And I have one additional that is not on the meeting agenda. You want me to go individually, or?
Just give us the additional one.
All right, the additional one is a 4-gas meter. They're having issues with it on call, and after I reviewed it, tested it and did a bump test on it, the oxygen sensor was shot on it, so it needs to go out for maintenance to have a new oxygen sensor put in it. So that'll be $150 to send that out and get that repaired.
Is that the MSA?
No, it's actually the PS200s. My understanding is with those, the oxygen sensors only last about 18 months.
What's the RTP number?
RTP 1570.
So we have from the workshop RTP 1566 for 480 batteries for the 6 months change out on the SCBA's for $155. We have RTP 1568, 4 halogen bars, 2 low-level strainers with siphon jets, a 5-inch Stores X, 4 2.5 couplings, 1 25-foot suction hose, times 6-inch male-female couplings for a total of $4,948. And RTP 1569 for 2 bunker repairs, $245. And then the additional RTP of 1570 for the sensor on the 4-gas meter at $150 for a total of $5,498.
I'll make a motion.
I have a question, just for my own input. 25-foot suction line, what's that for, can I ask?
For drafting,
I understand that, but
because it's easier, you have to draft from the side, the back of the truck, or wherever you're setting up your portable pond. Well, it's easier if you have one complete section that will do that.
Are you replacing two, chief, or are you just adding to it?
And we used to have it before.
I remember.
A lot smoother.
just a question, just asking.
I'd be willing to make a motion to pay all the RTPs at a total of $54.98.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Can we roll call?
Yep. Tony,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Jack,
Yeah,
Casey.
Yes. Question for the batteries, we have the screwdriver yet? The torque screwdriver?
Nobody has given me any place to get it or get pricing or anything like that. Everyone that I've been able to find was basically
I just don't wanna go through
the
that.
lowest I could find was a 10-pound.
What was it now that we needed?
You needed
We need a range of
less than 2.
0 to 15 inch pounds.
Inch pounds.
I've got one quote already, which District Chief Perkins has, and I've been struggling to get to anybody else to give me a quote on that. But I know we'll find them. We need to find them so we can put those covers on properly.
So if we don't have the tool, how are we replacing the batteries? Are we gonna eat, I don't wanna have the same.
My intent is that we don't replace batteries all the time. the tool should be available someplace. Obviously, Duval has the tool. They're the ones that gave us a bid or a quote for what they use. And I tried to discuss it with MES and I got nothing back from them. As the other SCBA distributor, in the area. I've looked at the big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's. They don't carry anything in that
What about
range.
Snap-on or Mac?
Well, the thing is, they don't have that range. That range
I'll
is
check with
not
my,
used.
I got a tool guy that comes every Friday, I'll check with him. Just
Okay.
write myself an email now to
If you
remind
could
myself.
supply the quote to Tom,
Yep.
so we can get it into the system, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Security computers?
Working on it. Rick's got the list together. I sent him the number of computers we got, when the last time they were set up. We weren't having a whole lot of, we kind of got out of having too many problems until the laptop, the finger reader at Station 2 in Lysander, at Four Corners, the hard drive went bad. Now it doesn't want to read, so they're supposed to be looking into that. I haven't heard anything else from anybody that things aren't working right. Whether the Wi-Fi is down, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Have you, Jeff? Anybody complaining about the Wi-Fi? We can't fix it if we don't know about it. We're gonna sit down with Rick here pretty soon, especially with budget time coming up, to try to decide on whether we're gonna budget new computers or cut back on the ones we have. Rick already has some ideas.
Safety, Bill?
Yes, on this list that I have here, just a couple things I want to cover, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Safety committee status, we are pulling up additional people and bringing them into the fold, including from police stations over here. I've already talked to Jen and Sean about that for support, so we're on the way to get that, plus at our own stations. And that just means we'll have more people to do the work that we need to have to get done. And there'll be more information on that. Status of the claim with Duracell. I called Duracell today. They said I'm about a week out from getting an answer. So they're supposed to either mail or call myself or Joanne. You may also get the call too. All right, so what that call would entail is what the action is at this point.
Okay.
Hopefully Duracell has, we've given them all the evidence they need to support the fact that their batteries leak. So, and it isn't the first time that somebody's had that problem in the county. Just a reminder of hydro testing. We're going to do hydrostatic testing on site here in September for our 5.5 SCBA cylinders. We've got a company downstate that will come in and do that for us. So we've already made the arrangements. We'll probably talk to them down at the show this week and make sure everything's firmed up. Significant savings should be seen, as well as the safety margin is increased. We're not carting bottles all over the place. All right. And we already talked about the 6-month battery change outs. And we're not going to, again, we're not doing it unless we have the right tools. I am not going through that again, or plus through it. Does anybody have any questions about what I've found? I guess there's one other thing. We did McNeil inspection. McNeil worked with us and did an inspection of all the stations. We've got results. Predominantly it's housekeeping issues, but there's some specific things here we need to address. Tom has a copy of this, and we should move forward with. We've already started writing some ERTs for some of the items. So it was a good opportunity to work with our insurance folks. They're very smart, very capable, and I learned a few things along the way too. So.
Is there any way that the commission can get a copy of that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. So I said Tom's got a copy of it as well. To get it to you. That's all I have. If anyone has any questions for me.
The only other thing is on these, like the hydro test, and when we buy stuff or the testing and stuff like that, we're really going to have to get paperwork from you for that request of equipment requesting to get an RTP written up to Tom, so that if somewhere along the line Joanne doesn't know what's going on, and then in late September, she gets a bill for $2,000 or $3,000, she don't even know what's coming. So we should have some sort of paperwork that it's gonna be done in a date and that the board approved it.
Okay, I'll speak with Tom on that, and move forward with that. Anyone have any other questions or information for me? If not, end of my brief.
Tom?
Just to update you, ladder testing on your ground ladder testing will be 6/19. Aerial ladder testing will be 6/24 and 25. And today I had radios changed out in the engine we were borrowing. I took out one deal with another. However, they called this afternoon and I'm still agreeing on this new purchasing procedure. He said, I gotta have an RTP number, I can't send you the bill.
Who's this?
United Radio.
United Radio. So I issued him an RTP number 1497. I don't know what the total will be, but you'll be getting something from United Radio for that work that was done.
If there's any questions, I instructed Chief Perkins to get the radio going, because we were in trouble. 14 what, Chief?
1497 is the copy of here. So it's going
Why
on.
don't you just-
Thanks.
And that's it.
You can give Wayne a copy of that, because I think he keeps copies of all of them. I think there's one in there for him.
Nominations and resignations. No resignations for either Baldwinville or Lysander. We have a new member in Baldwinville, Christopher Courier. Background check and physical has been completed. Nothing in Lysander, and no updates or status changes for either Baldwinville or Lysander. Old business, R6 disposal update.
I have the title, so it's all written up and sent in, so as soon as you know it's on the site. The numbers follow.
It's ready to go on the site?
WR2 motor.
Sold and done.
Yay.
What was the final number?
44,100.
We can remove that now. All right, and Station 3 update. Don't really have much to update, as you all heard. We're in the midst of working on it. Although we just did hire VIP to assist us, so I guess that's an update. Any other old business?
I have one that I didn't send her. It was the fence behind the station. We had talked last month. Tony had an idea. He called me, so I went to, I got some quotes. And then I went to the department last night and I brought the quotes with me. Tony's thought was that if they got, the department went and did it and got some quotes, that if the district was willing to put up chain link fence, then they would upfront that money or part of that money and split the cost with the department, so the department didn't have to pay for the whole thing. I have the quotes here. I got them from Lysander Construction. Of course, we'd have to get 3 quotes. We'd have to go out and get more if we want to move forward with this. If they gave 2 options, one was PVC and one's plastic, and then he did some stuff for the chain link fence, which includes prevailing wage if it's done through the district. I don't know if the department has to pay prevailing wage if they get it done. I don't know how that works. And then we reimburse the department. But for a 6-foot black vinyl chain link fence is about $7,200. It's 300 foot of fence. That's how far it is across the back of here. 4 feet foot fence, furnished and installed. Approximately 300 foot tall black vinyl chain link fence is about $6,000. And then he gave us a price on 6-foot PVC fence, furnished and installed approximately 300 feet, 6 foot tall, $7,800. And 6-foot stockade fence, furnished and installed approximately 300 feet of 6 foot tall stockade fence is what they call it. That's $6,000.
Jeff, one more time.
Yeah, sorry, plastic, yeah, stockade fence, furnished and installed. And this is the stockade fence. It looks like this. That was $6,000.
Jeff, I didn't hear, what was the number on the chain link 6 foot?
The 6-foot chain link was $7,200. And the 4-foot was $6,000. And he bid that on prevailing wage if that's what the district was gonna put up. And I believe the other one, I don't think he did because the department asked what it would cost to install it. And what the department is asking is the district just to reimburse them whatever cost they were gonna do, or half the cost of the total project, or however you wanna work it. I brought it up at the meeting last night, and that was what I'm bringing to you tonight.
I'd like you to get a couple more estimates and then bring it back to the work session if you don't mind.
I can do that. I guess my question is, if we do that, are we thinking that we are going to try to help them out or not?
And I think it's a partnership.
That was
That was my, kind of my proposal, was let's see what the numbers fall and we can work out something with the company. I'm definitely interested in helping out.
I'll pass that information on to the president.
Anything else under old business?
Yes, I want to talk about my
Oh,
tool
yes.
mounting. Jack, can you take one and pass it? Screw up. There's extras I gave for secretary and treasurer.
What's in that?
Okay, just to walk through it, I solicited 3 vendors for quotes. I got 2 back. The 3rd vendor I sent a request on June 4th at 9:23 a.m. I didn't get any response. So right now I have 2 quotes for tool mounting of truck 3. They came in a little bit higher than I thought, but we're still okay. Joanne, did you ever get the numbers of what we've spent on truck 3 together so far?
No, sorry, I'll put those to you in the morning.
Okay. Appreciate that if you could do that, just so we see where we're at. Originally, we had budgeted $535, that included the purchase and the stuff that we had to do. We ended up paying $500 for the truck.
Right.
So obviously, my intent was to do the tool mounting properly. We're getting rid of 2 ladders, removing the equipment, sorting through the equipment, and installing it on the new truck. With that being said, I have 2 written quotes. I sent to 3 vendors a spreadsheet identical to that each vendor got, and they quoted out everything. I have 2 quotes, one from JPB Fire Service and the other from Jerome Fire Equipment. I also, again, to reiterate, on June 4th, I sent a request for the 3rd. It did not come. It didn't. With that being said, that is the final piece of the puzzle. Chief Perkins, you're ready to put the truck in service when it's ready?
Yep.
I'd like to award and get this project completed. This is, again, for the tool mounting. Everything is spelled out, itemized, based off, again, the spreadsheet. We had the 2 written quotes, one for $15,279 That's all new brackets, all new hardware, fabrication, slide trays, et cetera, including labor. That's from Jerome Fire Equipment for $15,279. Here's that one quote. The other quote was from JPB. A little bit more detailed as far as the work performed. His total quote is $13,693. Again, all brand new equipment, brand new brackets, I should say, not brand new equipment. Utilizing and repurposing the saws, the fans, the this, the that, everything else. I'd really like to, if we can, bring that to a vote to move forward and award it to JPB and get it scheduled around Chief Perkins. And
What's the time frame for this? How long is it going to take?
realistically, Chief, you got to bank on 2 hours or 2 weeks anyways.
Really?
Well, I'm saying this because I'm giving it a high end. Depends on their workload. I know Jerome would take longer. I'm telling you 2 weeks because I don't want to tell you 3 days and it be. But with that being said, my thought, Chief, is for you guys to decide what exactly is going on in your truck.
Pretty much it's been decided.
Okay, so I would hope that we would always have one of the ladders in service.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to just take 2 ladders and park it somewhere, one at a time. But I'd ask the commissioners if we can move forward with this.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I'm looking at Jerome's quote,
Yep,
and it says what they're doing, but then it says customer is to fabricate tool boards and pull-out sliders for tool mounting on old backboard compartments, tools mounted on driver's side only. Customers, what are we fabricating?
we are not fabricating, that is an absolute error.
I
Okay,
think that's customers, like, request that.
okay. maybe-
Yeah, that's an absolute verbiage thing.
Okay.
Yep. We literally, guys, we're taking a truck, we're dropping it, and then we're picking it back up when it's done. I'd like to make a motion to move forward and award it to JPB for the
We got the money, right?
$13,693.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Jack?
Yeah.
Katie?
Yes.
Joanne, I still like that number.
Yep.
Thanks.
I pay the bills and then I'm looking at it.
Thank you.
All right, any other new old business?
Yeah.
New business.
You asked for it.
You got it.
Request from the juniors and Rams. They would like to do a couple of, I'll say, events. This Friday, June 14th, they would like to go to the first responder night at the Mets baseball game. Saturday, June 15th, to the Fire Expo. And then Saturday, July 13th is the annual Youth Day in Cortland, requesting approval for dinner from the district at $20 a head, but don't have a count yet. So I don't think there's any problem from the board with them going to any of the events. I will leave it up to Chief Perkins as far as their request of a vehicle to transport.
Okay.
Uber.
Our preference is that they not use the vehicles that we're taking out
Yeah.
of service for issues.
Okay.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Thank you. Kevin, will you have a head count by the workshop?
Yes.
Okay, so let's put on the workshop agenda, just so we have a head count for the Cortland, so that we can have a dollar amount to approve. Okay. All right, I have 2 resolutions. I have 2 resolutions.
I didn't take them on.
Just gotta flip the page.
Do that. You want me to jump, right? Or we're gonna just do this. If you would ask me to jump, can you do that and then we'll do it
right, so. Which one is which one is? Okay, so this is a resolution to dispose of surplus vehicle by sale. Resolution 1921, whereas pursuant to section 17623 of the town law, the Northwest Fire District located in the towns of Lysander and Van Buren, Onondaga County, state of New York, does hereby declare that its 2001 American LaFrance with VIN number 4Z3AAACG72RJ93787 with associated equipment and apparatus is no longer necessary for the use and purpose of the Northwest Fire District. And whereas the Northwest Fire District intends to advertise for sale the aforementioned vehicle and receive offers to sell said vehicle. And whereas the Northwest Fire District proposes to accept the proposal with the highest amount bid and dispose of said vehicle by accepting said offer. And whereas the Board of Fire Commissioners of the Northwest Fire District believe that such an offer will be in excess of $50,000 and will achieve the best reasonable value for this vehicle. Now therefore be it resolved that the Northwest Fire District is authorized to dispose of the vehicle with associated equipment according to the best offer from prospective purchasers and dispose of said vehicle by accepting the highest offer. And it is further resolved that the acceptance of the proposal for sale will be achieved to the best reasonable value for this vehicle. And it is further resolved that the sale of the 2001 American LaFrance, because of its estimated value in excess of $50,000, is subject to a permissive referendum pursuant to Section 6G of the General Municipal Law. This resolution having been adopted by the Board of Fire Commissioners at its regular scheduled meeting on June 11, 2019.
Better hold off, that's the wrong truck. It's a 1989,
That's what I was given.
yep, that's the wrong truck, guys. It's a 1989, and, which is engine 8, and the resolution 1922 is the right one. So the only difference is, what's that?
The wrong VIN's on there?
I don't know the VIN, but it's not a 2001 American LaFrance, that's E4. Engine 8 is 1989,
All right, we'll just
supplement.
disregard that.
Yeah, sorry about
Are you
that.
selling both ladders?
Yeah.
Is this for the ladders or for the?
Yeah, the ladder
It's
trucks.
ladders.
Oh, I thought you were referring
She's got the
to.
VIN numbers for the
Okay,
ladder
then they are
trucks.
right, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about engine 8, my
We
bad.
haven't gotten to selling them yet.
Okay, so I lost a
Sorry,
little bit.
okay,
Sorry
so
about
jumping ahead a little
that.
bit.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no, we were just prepping for the ladders to be sold.
Okay, my
Get
apologies.
through this part of it, so this is done. Okay, so
For the,
we're good, okay.
Sorry.
All right, now,
roll call, I gotta take roll.
yes,
Tony,
Yes, sorry, guys.
Becky,
yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Casey.
Yes.
Okay, resolution 1922 to dispose of surplus vehicle by sale. Whereas pursuant to section 17623 of the town law, the Northwest Fire District located in the towns of Lysander and Van Buren, Onondaga County, state of New York, does hereby declare that its 2002 E1 with vehicle identification VIN 4EN3AAA832100475 with associated equipment and apparatus is no longer necessary for the use and purpose of the Northwest Fire District. And whereas Northwest Fire District intends to advertise for the sale of the aforementioned vehicle and to receive offers to sell said vehicle. Whereas the Northwest Fire District proposes to accept the proposal with the highest amount bid and dispose of said vehicle by accepting said offer. And whereas the Board of Fire Commissioners of the Northwest Fire District believe that such offer will be in excess of $50,000 will achieve the best reasonable value for the vehicle. Now therefore be it resolved that the Northwest Fire District is authorized to dispose of the vehicle with associated equipment according to the best offer from prospective purchases and to dispose of said vehicle by accepting the highest offer. And it is further resolved that the acceptance of the proposal for sale will achieve the best reasonable value for this vehicle. And it is further resolved that the sale of the 2002 E1, because of its estimated value in excess of $50,000, is subject to a permissive referendum pursuant to Section 6G of the General Municipal Law. This resolution having been adopted by the Board of Fire Commissioners at its regular scheduled meeting on June 11th.
Tony,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Casey.
Yes.
Just to advise you, I have had inquiries on, one inquiry on each truck. Georgia, and Alabama area.
Everybody's aware of what the permissive referendum is. 30 days from tonight, if we don't get a, it's tonight, right? Yeah. 30 days from tonight, if we don't get a, I don't know what the percentage is with an affidavit, then we can move it forward.
All right, any other new business? Not business?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we forgot something under old business. You got something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got an email forwarded to me from Sean and, I don't know, about 5 other people. The PEC grants are available now. Usually what I do is I've been working with Tom to see what we needed that is in the process we're gonna buy. They are $3,000 limit on each one. We are allowed to submit a grant, one for Ballensville and one for Lysander. But it's $3,000 limit total, and you only get $1,500 back. So it's a 50-50 grant, so if you spend $6,000 on both departments, you're only gonna get 3 back. I don't know what we're in need of, whether it be hose. There are some restrictions to it. I can get with Tom. I think we did it last year, the year before. We got a bunch of stuff the year before.
Yeah, I don't think we got anything last year.
Ballensville got turned down, and it was something to do with population, but that's changed again. But there are some restrictions, and I can do it again. The problem is, Tom, it has to be in by,
Tomorrow?
no,
Why wouldn't it be, right?
Friday.
I just got the form last night. It's June 28th. So that's too bad, that's not too bad. And I'll download the whole list of what we can and can't do. They did put radios on there. There wasn't radios on it last year. They added radios this year. But if everybody's okay with that, I'll work with Tom on that over the next week and just turn it in and see what happens. Just remember, if we spend $3,000, it's $1,500 for each department. Whatever we spend, it could cost us up to $3 grand for equipment.
We got a couple radios, that's well worth it, if we could do that.
Yeah, you know, what radios are going worth it.
I couldn't tell you,
Not more than that.
No, with it. Yep, we forgot, we were at the last work session, we brought up for the boat motor, we had the quotes, and we were supposed to vote on that tonight. We presented
That's
them.
what the WRT motor that's.
I was thinking that would refer to the old motor, not the new motor. Well,
Motors.
do we have those quotes?
I don't know. I don't.
You turn them in, I know you turn them in. Can you look? Because we brought it up at the work
We have to
session.
turn it in the workshop.
Thank you. Yep, there's the one. Yep. I'll look at those real quick.
Okay. I thought that was all one quote.
No, there's definitely not, there's a couple in there.
He wants to take a look at it, but I did price the control box if we had to purchase one, depending on which model specifically you had to do. The engine price from $189.99 to $374.99, but I don't know the specific control box. If the one we have can't be retrofitted.
John, do you still have a copy for the second Honda, right?
Yeah, I have another copy right here. Would you like to?
Please.
There's also a cover page with it written as well.
Okay, so the 3 quotes are a Roscoe Marine for $8,485, Cooper's Marina for $6,845, and then Honda Marine for $5,321.
Now that you weren't sure about the controls, if they'd have to be changed.
Jim thinks that we can retrofit it, but I haven't sat down with him and the motor and looked at it. And that's why I looked up a price, because again, it depends on specifically the wiring setup. And that ranges for the control box, which has the key start and the throttle control in it, and cables. The kits that they sell range from $189 to $360, depending on which exactly you need. So more expensive ones, I will say we're dual throttle, which we don't need a dual throttle. But I didn't want to say it would only to $200 if it.
$5,681 if we went on the high end of $360. that would be-
Beautiful. All right, we just took in 4,100 for the motor we just sold. I'd like to make a motion to purchase and go with the low
Honda Marine.
Honda Marine at a not to exceed $5,700 for the project, the motor and the controls. Can we take it in 4,100?
Do you have a second?
I have a question, who's doing the installs?
He installed the motor we put in there. We took it off. It can go on there. Jim said he could do it. Keyhole, remember?
Thank you, sorry.
No, they're fine.
Fair question.
Okay, well, I'll second it.
Tony? Becky?
Yes.
Jack?
Yeah.
Casey?
Yes.
$1,490.
We're gonna make this RTP 1490. All right, any other old or new business? All right, station usage, Baltimore Station 1, Thursday, June 20th for a meeting, and Tuesday, November 5th from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. for general election. Just on top of that. That is it. Okay, comments from public? All right, I am going to make a motion that we adjourn to executive session for an employment matter pertaining to a specific personnel. Do I have a second?
Second.
Yes.
I do not intend for there to be any decisions coming out of this. So we'll be coming back and adjourning and then adjourning the regular meeting.